Chumden de Gombon Jahorayan La Shan Za Lo Gongo Lo Jumni Jumjani da Namda Razar Shenyan Dongo Jujan Zujirani Dagara Lawanza Ganda de Bezora Margamando Demura Jizar Dozo Gamla Ju Darje Yala Dubje Antan Som Dutraji Donyo Monya Loli Jizaro Domzach Maru Mazir Dungurum Yaga Jenny Jomzara Junam Doni Danjans Chindazo Yundali Yaji Duga Jada Jada Jenny Janjim Dalu Mazir Jahorayan Landada Umara Bazanada 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 Tudun Jijin Jero Zirji Dalu Damam Barazan Quadan Damju Jonlu Domai Luju Bubi Nawa Jeda Sur Nyaji Jimbo Zudun Yume Jan Zone Molum Jimbo Adiat Pagaradangan Zandu Jermado Dumba Diji Janla Shanzar Lo Tatirang Matsundanayo Pivi Tani Jukbachu Suko Tani Lomana Batan Chitang Tani Gato Poba Yang Mambozundu Tani Tamchela Gongmo Delakan Samjijin.
Good evening to everyone who is gathered here tonight, all the Rigpa students and also the Tibetans who have come along too.
Tani tari nga tang jiba tani Rigpa chusukonala yungbare tani tangbo seni la tani Rigpa chusukonala song tani tang niba tani kambara la yang tani Rigpa chusukonala song tani yang kirtalo yang tani sini ga tani Rigpa chusukonala song tani tarin tani tang jibayin.
This evening is actually my fourth time to give a teaching at a Rigpa centre. The first time was last year in Sydney, and then this year I had a chance to give teachings in the Canberra Rigpa centre and then at the Sydney centre again. So tonight here in Newcastle is my fourth time.
Tani Rigpa chusoko tani lama so girimbocheda tani ngaso lama yujinoro tani kong namba halipa tengnang nipore.
Sogyur Rinpoche and my root guru, my teacher, Khenpo Jigme Phuntsok, were very close in their minds.
Tani tendi yimbi jimtsenji ngaso Rigpa chusok tani zambalanga sacha kala yo nayang tani ngarangso yang tela gabuche yo.
So for this reason, wherever we go and we encounter or we meet with a Rigpa centre and its students, we feel very happy.
Tani muksir ka jigo wachigla ngaso Rigpa chusok tani sacha jamba tang mandrawa cheni sacha ndela yopi Rigpa chusoko tani ngaso sangne la yongkang ka tani pobatso ka tani chunya ya ta tani tsokbanso ya ta tsutola muksir ka tani pe gyapkyur chimbo nanganda te pe nyang tabane kwadran chijigin.
And there's something special about the Rigpa Centre here in Newcastle that I'd like to mention, and that is the support that's given by the centre to the local Tibetan community who are able to come here and conduct their activities and conduct their Dharma practice. And I would just like to give my sincere and heartfelt thanks for the support that Rigpa is giving to the local Tibetan community.
Tani gazo boba zambalang na yo sosola tani boba mangbo tani tani jamne taga dendu yinayang kozo changma tani chulugla tapape yakbo yongkan tani tatare gazo boba yin sardi chu jibna tani jib samkan yongkan tani tatare yinayang tani ta sacha dewa la tani boba zo sargaton tani reyongdi tani chusokta tezo yakbo meni tani chu jib saga tani sacha te yakbo zo gana yinayang yongkan mandu.
In general, there are Tibetans now all around the world gathered in communities, and we are a people of great faith, and in general, Tibetans are very keen to practice the Dharma. However, given the fact that in many places there aren't appropriate Dharma centers or conditions for practice, there in fact are many Tibetans who don't practice the Dharma or don't come to Dharma centers to do so.
사천 대화라 옛날에 보바츠 르바 추소코나라 용네 돈반도야 로종시야 따소 약보용데 되니 고조라 베 약보용근도 고조 셈페 가근도 때나더니 가서 문터니 된지 잡교로 나와라 되니 과정치 문터니 잡교 나오르지.
So that the Tibetan community here in Newcastle can come here, they can do chanting, they can study. I thank you very much for the support that's been given up until now, and hope very much that this support can be ongoing.
Teni tonda ni pala ta ngarang so derang ga chutete teni da sha kare teni nga so derang ga chutu sha bandi teni lama ye jinoro teni sung teni tiftum lai ngadra zero teni tan do teni samala teni marjure.
The topic of this evening's teaching is the Victory Doha, the Sound of the Celestial Drum by Kabutimi Phuntsok.
Teni nga so chutu chukda shekala teni nga so chutu sha kare teni di oda teni chutu shekaza ga nangla teni nga so zhwa zhelun shene teni chuzu go samlo jiri teni shekare.
So I'd like to give a teaching for about 1.5 hours this evening, and then reserve about half an hour for questions you might have.
Tani nga so mi mangboz nafshogla tani tanga so tani poker tani lama chashu tani lama zangshu lama angtangbo ti so tani nga so zambalang tani sacha mangboz la tani par jamsongwares.
To the Tibet's greatest lamas, Tibet's finest lamas, you could say, are scattered all around the world.
Tani tendi imbi gimsenji tani ta chechoye na ten zamalang ka sharshogre khabardan nufshogla tani Europe America ren de so na la yong ken me mangbo tani nga so Australia la ta tang da bore tani checho nga chu popa lama tani angtangbo te so tani yesu so go tani tenyata tani korang so gon tani wangjia chezia tani ga tani korkpe yakbo mangbo thoyare.
And so for this reason, students in other countries, in Asia, but particularly in the West, particularly in America and in Europe, and also here in Australia, students like yourselves have the opportunity to receive empowerments and to receive teachings from some of the finest teachers of the Tibetan Buddhist tradition. And to rely on such teachers in your Dharma practice is a really wonderful opportunity to have.
Tane perna gacho lo kashi lo ni gongla tane agong rinpoche tane ndene tane korang la jiden tane oxford la tane korang la jiden ga tane chongda tane jin soksong ti tokla tane korang ga zambalang ga tane te loma mambo lebndu.
A couple of years ago, when Agong Rinpoche passed away, there was a memorial meeting or a memorial conference that was held in Oxford, and many of his former students gathered at this conference.
Tani jiden ti tola tani ngarang yang tani rojire song tani ti kapsa tani koso loma mambo yari yone tani mambo zuka kaja shasong tani kaja ti sola tani nyangi tani ngarang la tani korkup shongsongs.
And during the conference, many students spoke about their experience in being students of Agong Rinpoche, and I had the chance to hear what they said.
Tani loma ti so mang chi shu tani ta korang so Agong Rinpoche tani tenni lama tenni tani lo ngapjiin lo jibjiin tani lo sumshiin tani zenken takdak rendus.
And most of them all gave accounts of how they had been students of Agong Rinpoche for 30 years, 40 years, and even 50 years.
Tani koso tendi yin rambo chigo nangla teni te lama chik teni teni lojong shene teni samba chik tola teni lama chik la teni taga teni taba jane teni lojong shene yin rambo tendi parchir message po te tinala tini lama chik tini tini tapa tambo shini tini de dendos.
These were students who had essentially relied on this single teacher for their entire lives, reposing their faith in him, studying with him, and practicing with him in an extremely stable way.
Tani nipadanga so America la tani yang 정발은 보치가 되니 되니 로마 tini mambola yang athusons.
And then last year I also had the opportunity to meet with many of the former students of Trungpa Rinpoche.
Tani koranso tarta ina tani koso mangboz tani ta lo trikchi lo dunchi tana tani lo kyachi tani rizangan tani riz.
And now many of these students are 60 or 70 or even a few 80 years of age.
Tani 정발은 보치 tani ndene tarta yang tani yang rambore charsongare.
Of course, it's been a long time now since Trungpa Rinpoche passed away.
Yenang korang pe taba changmala tani taba halipa taba korang so lamala gawatang taba tati so pe halipa kozola tarung duks.
However, their love and their faith for their teacher is still extremely strong.
Tani korang so zinanga so tangbo lama ga lor gisha ne sama gajak jab ne tani shi tani shatari jini yang sama ngu chimatang tani shi gyoze kozo tri zegndus.
And they were all students, when they told stories about their teacher, they would end up crying and shedding tears.
Tani tinangla korang chungbaram bochi ga tani loma yen rambo tani shi denkan ga tani gabo tani gargi tani singdus.
And there was one man in particular who had been a student of Trungpa Rinpoche for a very long time.
Tani korang ga chimni para korang ga leka lesa korang ga zhongli khangla paran rogona tani lamka zhonglum ga nala lamka khachi ginni tani rogo ndus.
And in order to get from his home to the place where he worked, it was necessary to go to wind around a few streets.
Tani ko ngama tani korang lo chung imbi kapsu korang ga lama yobi kapsu tani korang lamka tinala paran rowi kapsu kapsu tani chongbaram boche ga tani langkhur tangne gyamne yone tani korang la lagdashi ni tani chini rogres.
And sometimes when he was younger and when Trungpa Rinpoche was still alive, as he would be going along the road, Trungpa Rinpoche would be behind him and he would wave to him.
Tani Trungpa Rinpoche deni yang rambo tani rete yenna yang tarung yenna tarta yang tani ko kapsu tani te lamka te solan rowi kapsu tani korang ga sem ga nala chi marki banda ta mare banda tani mambo yongwi kapsu tani korang kapsu korang chongbaram bochi jamne langkor tangne yone te korang la lakba igwanda o tendi go nawa korang yonggendu te yongdi te korang ga semganane ti mare panda o ta dungornrada te so marga wa ta marki patsama lamsam mendo undugse tendi zegendus.
And what he said was that even these days when he drives along the road, or sometimes when he's feeling down, he's feeling a bit despondent, he recalls those memories of when Trungpa Rinpoche was coming from behind him, driving a car and waving to him, and in recalling these memories, in an instant his bad feelings and his despondent feelings dissolve. He feels this way even after so many years.
ne muschiri logi hago yo mare se mare te yinayo pena te sodyaram boche te ni ta nopshokla phevni pe yin rangburi te ndi tani rupa chuchok yang ta logi rangburi ndu te yina tani ketsu yang mang chi shu te parchi sodyaram boche la te ne yin rangbu tenji yung yo sares.
I'm not sure about the individual backgrounds of everybody here, but I would guess that most of you are students of Sodyo Rinpoche. Sodyo Rinpoche has been coming to the West and coming to Australia for some time now, and I would imagine that many of you are long-term students of his.
Tani mangchi shute tani kochon rawo tani pe tabaya bo yongken musimpar tambo yongken muschigla tabajangne tani korang yendaman da tela samlo tane te denken tani yensaris checho yang mambos tindi injuries.
And I would imagine that many of you are extremely stable and extremely focused in your faith in Sogyal Rinpoche, that you are also stable students, just like the one that I described, Trungpa Rinpoche's former student.
Tani pe yakboresi ta ngacho tindi ngacho tindi sang khat nyamlin shengang ga lomata khabar to zoba chimbo nyamlin shengang ga loma zeti tindis gogres.
And indeed, to be a student of the Vajrayana teachings, and especially to be a student of the Dzogchen teachings, it's necessary to be a student with a stable kind of faith like this.
Tindi ga tini taba tambo tindi yakbo yona tini ngarang so tini zoba chimbo ton zeti tini tokres.
With a kind of faith like this, or with the kind of faith like this, then it's possible for us to realize the nature or realize the truth of reality in the Dzogchen teachings.
Tindi yendi ngai samlo tangna ngacho tini nafsho komma tsama tindi reze guna ze kabore rete ta me mambu zik tindi rendu tini tena tindi nguni tangna yong sona tini zoba chimbo ziyate tokbala yang kable go mares.
So whilst perhaps I can't say that all Western students are like this, it seems that certainly an element of Western students are like this. And if they do possess this faith, then indeed to attain realization in the Dzogchen teachings is not a difficult thing. It's something we are capable of doing.
Tani ngacho terang rikpa ga tani lomata kabda chibayin tani kongso me mangbo zik tani nyimar jirila tani titsu jiri nyamlin che da tani me mangbo zik tani yar lerbo lan jo ne tani lojong che tan chamla de da tani mangbo she de pe hale ba yagbores.
So today I was speaking with some old students of Rigpa, and they were telling me about how many students had or do practice for up to 4 hours per day, and that many students also travel to Lerabling to receive teachings. These are all extremely good things.
Tani ngacho perna sarik bandra sanyer bandra tindi tini kortela perna ngacho tabanda de chu perna lamala tapata tindi karchen rezena jigshena tini korang cho tindi mare samna tini sikres jete yinna yang ngarang cho tini zogba chimbo tini ton tobala uni chani tabazia de pe karchishu hal leba karchishu res.
So if we're talking about great thinkers or figures such as scientists or philosophers, well, they may in fact be great in their respective fields, but in terms of the Dzogchen teachings, faith in the teacher, faith is extremely important.
Tani lama ziyate pe na ngarang chola tani tharwi lam tungkan tani khorwa nani yar tharwa thob tharwi lam tungkan tani ngarang chola nyarji mepala nyarji kia tani sherab mepala sherab kia tindi shenkang mo tindi zola zege yore tani ngarang chola chona pe kwadran chimbo ya rese ngacho mi soso lam chona soso lama de hal lepa tani kwadran chimbo tindi yengres.
So a lama, or our teacher, our guru, is someone who shows us the path out of samsara, is someone who assists us in generating bodhicitta when we don't have it, who's someone who assists us increasing wisdom when we don't have it to begin with. And so on account of this, we should feel great gratitude towards our teacher.
And
it's said in the Vajrayana teachings that we should look upon our teachers as though they were the Buddha. It's possible that our Lama may be an emanation of the Buddha, may have a level of realization equal to that of the Buddha. On the other hand, it's possible that they may not have realization of such a high level.
Tani kang taryang sangye ge yishi, tani sangye ge gongba, sangye ge tani tawada desu tamjipo mar keryoni ngarang tso ge semnang la mar tani junkende kang tar ngarang tso lama te rima to jamba yo mares.
In any case, the person or the individual who brought the Buddhist wisdom brought the Buddhist wisdom to us and placed it in our heart. Aside from our Lama, there is no other.
Tani sangye ge gongba, jokba chimbo ge tawa, te gandri rawa re penda sangye ge tawa da, tani jokba chimbo ge tawa zina, gongba zina, te gandri rawa re zina perna, tani nga tsu chin tongje ge chimzut rawa re si shui ku, chimzut rawa re si.
So we can liken the Buddhist teachings or the Dzogchen teachings to a reservoir.
Tani nga tsu lama gipa zine, tani nga rang tsu susurang ge tsayu lama, tani ti yanchul la, susurang ge tsayu lama te mayimbi, ti yanchul la gipi lama zi, ta lama mambu yore tani. Desu, pe nga tsu chimzut ge nani mari yungwi chigar wako rawo res.
And the lamas in our teacher's lineage, so all the past masters that have gone before, from our current lama right back through to the very beginning of the lineage, we can liken to a pipe linking the reservoir to us.
Tani chimzo kanala chiyo, tani chirbu kanani mar yongne, ta ngarang tsogo tani kyamnang la lep sarti, tani kyamnang la yongwi chita tani nga tsu ta parkorja, chir bungchi sui longto, or bungchi, ten rabote tani ngarang susogo tsawi lama teres.
So if the teachings of the reservoir and the past masters of our lineage are the pipe, then our own lama is like the faucet or the tap from which we get the water ourselves in our own homes.
Tani susogo nga tsu susogo lama te ngarang tsota tani tak nishu teres.
And so our own lama is the most proximate, the most close to us.
Tani pena nga tsu terang sangye shakya daba, ngarang tsu usi tani nga tsu sangye shakya daba mukitaya tani ga karwa yonayang, tani sangye nga tsu wala tani tarwa tobya ga tabshidi kandi chigare zina, sangye nga tsu la chu songare, tani chu de ngarang tsu nyamlin chena de ngarang tsu tarwa tobgare mato jamba, sangye usi pebyona ngarang tsu kage tu jamba chu cheya yo mares.
In any case, we don't currently live in a time where we can see the Buddha in face-to-face. However, the Buddha left us with the Buddhist teachings, and it is up to us to put them into practice ourselves.
Tani ngarang tsola samlo tangna, tani sangye ge lega de, tani sis ge lega yore zina, sangye shakja taba korang ge, ngarang tsola sangye ge tani lega de lega yo mare zi, tani ngarang tsola tani ge sonam chimbo maybe gimsanji, tani nga tso sangye tani jetab ge mare. Tani sangye ge lega nrawo te, tani se ge lega yore zina, ngarang tso lama ti nga tsola sangye ge lega te nga tso lega yore, sangye ge shawa te, tani nga tso lama ti nga tsola lega yore.
So the activity of the Shakyamuni Buddha, we don't have the good fortune in this lifetime to be able to hear his teachings by his side. However, in respect of us, the person who is achieving his function or who's performing the work of the Buddha in our lifetimes is none other than our own very Lama.
Tani shirtang ka nga tsugo tani chu tani chatat rawoda, tsugo nala tani nga tsu ti lama la tapa te pe karchim borezi ni tani zega marezi, mambo nga tsu zega mezi.
In terms of ordinary teachings, we don't often talk about the importance of having faith in the teacher.
Tani pena rikpa chusok rawo ndiri ka tani nyamlin, nguni tani nyamlin da ti nangni yang nga tsu zogba chimbola nyamlin chenken, tsugo nangla tani nga tsu lama la tapa chiya te pe karchim borezi ni tani nga tsu tani zega rezi.
However, in terms of a place like Rigpa, which is oriented quite strongly towards practice, then in this context we do talk about the importance of faith in one's teacher, and we stress very much its importance.
Tani sorgya rinpoche samlo tangpa ina, teni korang ga rikpa chusuk nala gawa sona ya chikban ra orendu teni korang ga lama changma ga teni kabar changma teni shini shamduwas.
If we think about Soju Rinpoche, wherever you go, wherever you visit a Rigpa center, he has displayed pictures of other great masters.
teni Soju Rinpoche korang ga chusuk nala teni lama chogo parmangpo mangpo kabar mangpo jakba te chikbori mendukse nga cho akusufala korang la chitukisongse korang ga langkor ka nangla ti ngola parteni korang ga lama chama par chama yerni jakjandukse te keronso hako yukiris.
It's not just in his Dharma centers that he displays the photos of past masters. When I met him in Oxford, he also had pictures of his lamas stuck onto the dashboard of the front of his car. He had sort of turned his car into a kind of shrine. So that way, whenever he's sitting in his car, he can look at the pictures of his lamas, think of them, and pray to them. So when we rely on our lama and through relying on them, attain some kind of realization of a view, then automatically within us a sense of strong gratitude arises towards them. In Tibetan history, in the history of Tibetan Buddhism, there was a great master that all of you no doubt know, Jia Atisha. He was an extraordinary master and one that everyone holds in very great esteem. And Atisha himself had many, many teachers.
Teni koranga shangship ji sim shamdang nyangji shangship ko sim ji shaga teni lama ten lama sim yore tinani sodi teni serlang bazi gare nga so dharma kirti gare te korang reis.
And among all of those teachers, there were 3 who had given him teachings on bodhicitta. And among those 3, there was one in particular, Dharmakirti.
Teni Dharmakirti zate korang Indonesia ga teni lama tendis re.
And he at that time dwelled in Indonesia.
Teni Joji teni korang teni Dharmakirti ga teni kumdan ne teni yan rambo lojong shi nyamlin shi di teni korang ga gilla shangchip ko sempe yakbo haliba teni sam tumbu teni teni kisong re.
And Atisha, by spending a long time practicing by the side of Dharmakirti, was able to arouse a very strong, a very high level of bodhicitta.
Tani jima choji adasha bola yongine kamna tani koranga lama shirtang choji tani korang lama chogo tani lama chola tani pe tapa haliba tani shenkan tani rezi timbi kapsa pena koranga cho te lama Dharmakirti mayimba lama jamba chogo tani channi jodna tani lama tisogo mang la tani zona te korang dharmo jar kares.
In generally speaking, Atisha was extremely respectful of all of his teachers, not just Dharmakirti's. And whenever he would mention the name of another teacher, he would bring his palms together in a gesture of respect.
Tani koranga dharmo nyanka la jar kare ma to pa dharmo sho la jar ka mare se lama jamba tisola.
For he would usually bring his hands together at his heart. He wouldn't bring them to the top of his head.
teni lama dharma karti go teni chan jona teni ko lamsang tap lagba ni bo shiwar la teni tharmo ja kare.
However, when he spoke of Dharmakirti, then he would bring his hands together immediately to the crown of his head.
Tani lama jamba te chogon chanib jona ko mukchu tang mare shanchip tang mare.
And the other teachers that he had, although he felt great respect for them, he wouldn't shed tears when he mentioned their name.
Tani lama dharma karti teni chanlab jona teni ko namgin shanchip teni tongare.
However, when he spoke of Dharmakirti, he quite commonly shed tears.
Tani korang loma chogo teni joje adashala trawa kondu teni korang lama kashi lana korang thammo nyakala jar kondu kashi lana shola jar kondu teni kashi lana shanchip tongomdu kashi lana shanchip tongomdu te karere gimsen karere te lama te so kashi pe yundan chimboda kashi de tindi yundan chimbo mepa tindi reweze korang ya trawa kondu.
And so several people asked him, why is it when you talk of some teachers, you bring your hands together at your heart, and when you speak of Dharmakirti, you bring your hands together at the top of your head? And why is it that sometimes you cry and other times you don't? Is this depending on the qualities or lack of qualities in respect of both teachers or the different teachers that you've had?
Tani jo je lan jamne ote mare ze ngarang lama te chola chama yundan yore ze te yundan kashi yundan yo pada kashi yundan me patte ni mare te mare ze tani gimsen ka re ze na tani ngarang ke gella shamdang nyarje da tani shangchup ke sim tani to tani lama jamba ge tani te joni tani nge lap thap ko mare tani dharma karti ge tani kamdan ni ngala tani yakbo kere te ti gimsen ji nge korang la tharmo show la ja kare korang kan sanjupi ne kamna ngaram tani mukchi tong gimsen de tere sone tani te pe kola pe kadron chimbore tore sone songare.
And Tisha answered that no, it wasn't because he viewed some teachers as having good or many qualities and others having less. In his view, all of his teachers were possessed of very virtuous qualities. The reason that he would bring his palms together at the top of his head when he spoke of Dharmakirti was that it was in his presence and by his side that he was able to really arouse loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta. And it was with Dharmakirti that he received the most profound teaching and practice realization.
Teni nga chola lama la tapa yakbo sim ka tang ni tapa pe tapa yakbo yongken chogo teni lama la soran dip teni shina korang ka tapa ti sim na yar ki wi ne kumna teni korang ka sim ka na la ma ki pa da teni modi wa ta teni dungur ta teni jam mambo sim thola yo na te sama lamsa par menjo gore ji tapa ti yar chang shik chimbu bar member wan ra wo re yo ka se teni korang ka chik sim ka thola mari pa mambo. And
for people who do have an extremely strong and extremely ardent faith in their teacher, then it's possible at the moment or when they generate this extremely strong sense of faith that their feelings of unhappiness or suffering or ignorance, just by generating this sense of faith in their teacher and praying towards them, that these feelings can be dispelled immediately.
Teni Quran sogor mulum gane kamla lama teni jarnjariata lama go song tuyata teni yona teni Quran pe simla kebo yone nima kaji la Quran sim ganala pe demota keboda.
And then if students with such faith in their teachers dream of their teachers appear in their dreams, then for a couple of days afterwards they will feel extremely happy, extremely elated.
Teni tindi tapa yakboyo tsarwi jini penanga tso lama jigyo nanda, yana lama ndecha nanda, soso ranga teni nyamlinga tolaye nare, soso ranga leka tolaye na, teni njugpata, manjugpata, rendugze, mendugze, tso lama ga, te korang tso la teni lam tongare se, lama ndecha wijisi yang, lama ga teni lam tongshi yung kare se.
And once students are able to generate faith of this level in respect of their teachers, then whether or not their teacher is still living in this world or not, they are still able to provide guidance on their practice and on other aspects of life.
Teni ngazo susorang lamadang teni ngururun bochi pama sambawa teni nyamdo tapajak soratamna teni namgin teni go chorwati pe yagboyong gores.
And if we make frequently or make a habit of praying to our teacher and to our Guru Rinpoche at the same time, then we can generate very good results in terms of our faith.
Tani tapata teni karchim bozo yembate teni nyamlin yagbo shinkang go motso teni sosorang nyamnyung go toko hako de matoba te jamatso tsawane te rishi gyaptab go mare te teni yembaza hako mare.
The importance of faithful practice is something that people can really only verify by their own experience, their own personal experience. It's really not something that other people are able to understand, and it's not something necessarily that is able to be explained.
Pena ngaso gengka laba jamni tini pena dinala yo bichiti patar ni tini khangni tini reyona tani jod jabyong ne kumna tani korang lamsang par tini tart jinro ndo an kyakpa di jinro re tinra boshini tani khoso sim marki pada sim madeva tan jikting tini mtse go thola jamra mambo yong kapse te korang lama la ta pa yak boyong kanso lama la ta pa ja tini she jana te korang gal che tini nipa shenlo zena mendu gantar tin nipa te thong di tani dungar de so chama korang perna nyima sharni tart mar jinro wa she ne te chama me pa ren ro re.
So just as the winter sun is capable of melting drops of ice, so too is the power of blessing of one's teacher able to melt away or dissolve one's suffering.
Teni tapa shik te yarpe teni shik bar member on rawo teni yongi kapsa teni tela teni koranga sim koranga teni rang or korang rang ngo zena mendu sim koranga rangjin zena te korang hakon rogore ko lamsong teni je sambao teni hakon rogore.
And it's possible when one's faith in one's teacher is really burning like a fire, that one can very rapidly gain realization into the basic nature of the mind.
Ta teni je zinga so teni lama tabate karchin yemba tang teni te lama la taba yang bo yung kin sola sola nyam to yang bo yung tang ta ti su shat na pe mambo teni tamgin mambo sha ji yore te zurji yo mare sha cha ji yo mare counter so thomar taba yang bo ja de karchin boris.
So in terms of the importance of faith and in the importance of faithful practice, etc., there's been much said about this, there's been much written about this, and almost in an endless sense. The end of the day, though, sort of bringing it all into summary, the faith is extremely important, and we should work hard on generating it. And now I'd like to turn to the text for this evening's teaching.
Number jarweti thamla yunga dab jigso nyang dab jet ba mi zem dlam gon jarwa kan di yeshi gon jarkan yeshi chingdi ko je nja khoro jon tawjigni tamni chen rola mambaram jot tasone teni tamboti teni jipchen jamba yangla teni chopar jot teni jipchen jamba yangla teni sorate pati gimchen ki teni lama yujno sonata ngarang rang teni kaja karisha tam karisha na ti simchen samala panya boto ba yongya o tendizla teni sordip teni nare.
So the first verse of tonight's teaching is a homage to Manjushri. And the reason that we do this, as Khenpo Jigme Phuntsok himself said, was for the reason of the aspiration that every single word he utters is of benefit to all sentient beings.
Tenitanga so lama damng tenizia yores shirtanga so shir namba nala tendi yore di nala nga so taba chimbo nala yore Fi nala kyabartam ngazo sang dorje ta bada zoba chimbo nala lama ga mangak zena lama ga damngak tindise azi yore te pe kar chimbo tsagre.
Whether it's the Mahayana teachings or the Vajrayana tradition, we talk about the instructions of our teacher. And particularly in Vajrayana, in the Dzogchen tradition, we talk about the pith instructions of our teacher or the practice instructions from our teacher, and we regard this as extremely important.
Tani lama ga damngak zeyande ngazo kandizla kolgo rezena pe na ngazo zama lena tani perna choma tani zama nang lan devya ga chaye na re jamba na chuan cha ta man mambo tani choma chama shokchi la jini mambo zutani dugni jariona tani tin nang ne pe na nga chu tin nang la ta zama zona tani tin nang ne choma len tani tin nang la namlu tin nang la jorji tap tani chini yara zayan ra oz zo go reze tani Shirtang nga zo chuti perna tini thaba chimbo chuti perna nga zo ta zama zoya ga tabshin ra ote mari zaman ra oreze perna nga zo ta derma mambo ja ne perna chuma derma mambo ja tani num tini ja tani jorji mambo ja yona ta nga zo ndo so kandi chini zama zo go re kandi china jimbo yore tani ti tabshis go res.
So we can liken instructions for practice to making or the art of putting together an extremely delicious meal. So we can imagine that in a kitchen, all the vegetables are laid out on individual plates. Then we have countless small saucers with various kinds of seasoning on top of it. We have oil, we have other necessary ingredients. And then it is a matter of working out or devising a way to put these ingredients together in a way that is extremely delicious.
Tenita lama damngak zayate te pena nga chota nga choma ngombo tindi lugore teni nam tindi mangyong tindi lugore teni projje tindi ndab gore teni tindi shejana ta jimbo rindo ore zine ti tabshin rawotela teni lama damngak zene tindi zegore.
And we can say that the instructions of our teacher are like, for example, being told to put this amount of vegetables in the pot, then to put this amount of seasonings, put this amount of oil in this particular stage. These specific instructions for how to make the meal in a delicious way is similar to the way that practice instructions directly from our own teacher work.
Teni nga so sang dorji thaba ga na lola kandi ze nduze na sargi ga song le kyang teni lama ga song ate karche gare ze ne kap se tindi song gare.
In the Vajrayana teacher, we sometimes say that even the advice or the instructions of our own teacher is sometimes even more important than what the Buddha in fact said.
Teni te kandi ze reze te gona nga so sargi ga mashi ba ze nga so lama ga shi ze reze te mareze. Teni sargi ga song ba te le lapa ze nga so lama la song ji yo reze vito reze na te mareze.
Of course, we're not saying by this that
Sangi ga mashi paz teni lama ga shi ga reze na te mareze. Teni sangi le lapa tele lapa ze teni lama la songi yo reze na te mareze.
So we're not saying by this that the Lama knows, our own Lama knows more than what the Buddha did, or that our own Lama knows better than what the Buddha taught.
Teni te mai na ta nga so sangi ga song le kyang lama ga song de kar chimbo reze ati ze gu gimsang ka reze na teni sangi ga song de pe ja chimbo reze pe na nga so tari tina la chuma derma mambo ja teni jorji mambo ja teni nam rama mambo ja na teni ta nga so gari chini zama zo go de nga so ha go yo mare te na sangi ga ti song ze ati pe ja chimbo reze.
But the reason we do say this is that the teachings of the Buddha were very wide, they were very general. So they were in respect to, you might say, an extremely large meal with an extremely wide array of ingredients.
tani lama ga song ya te pe na nga cho zama zo ya te tani ta tabshi shi go re tani ota tino choma mambu zindu ta ina te go re te go ma re ji ndi choma ndang dinin jukure ma to te chaman juk ma re ji an ro tani tabshi shi ne zama zo ya ga tabshi te tani lama ga yak bo za ha go yo re ji ten ja bo ji ne nga so sang ji ga song te nga cho mi chi ke nyam seleng ko na tani sang ji ga song wa te chama nga cho nyam seleng ko na chawan lin thoya yo ma re te mena tani lama ga te cho chama la ta ni o tan dun nyam seleng na tani jukure ti na la chama ndo re ji ne lami tin di song re di jimchen ji sang ji ga song le jang lama ga song wa te kar che ji ne ze ya ga jimchen tin ji ji.
So the reason that we do say that at times our own Lama, their teaching is more important than the teaching of the Buddha is for the reason that the Buddha, you might say, laid out many plates of vegetables and many plates of seasoning. Our Lama, on the other hand, provides us the instructions about which plates we actually need and which seasonings we need, which methods and techniques we need to advance in our practice. It's not possible for us to put into practice all of the teachings that the Buddha taught. And so in order to receive specific teachings on what we need and what we don't personally need to take on, this is what we rely on our teacher for, and that's why we say at times that their teaching is more important than that of the original Buddha.
Tani nyam tok yak bo yung keng tani lama chanyi tang da ba te kang ri zre zena tani lakchar ha chang ga chan thumbo yung keng ga zama leng keng ga jama wata tenra bo res.
So when we talk of a Lama who is extremely qualified and extremely advanced in their realization and practice, we can liken this to an extremely skilled and an extremely qualified chef.
Tani jimchen chi te te risi, tani jimchen nipa te kang resi na, shir tang sangji ga song ya te, shir semchen mambo la tani changma la mar tani song jagwa, shichib ka tani changma la song jagwa tani zirezi.
And then, in general, we can say that the teachings the Buddha gave were very general and oriented to all beings, a very wide audience.
Ta yena tani semchen so tani yang raga mare zi changma nesran raga mare tani yena changma la tani songya te mi changma la tani chokar rewe zi na tani bayo mare susu la nesran mandrawa re nesran mandrawa yena tani koranga natun mandrawa yo mambu yo re natun mandrawa te so takchup chiya ga tabshi yang tani mandrawa tani go yo re.
However, not all beings are the same. The situation of beings varies significantly, and so in respect of their own particular situation, they need particular methods that are tailored to themselves.
Tani lama ngara chu mo chola tani charji yore sa ngacho lama ta nyamdo yorang bore sonde tani ngacho mo gandi zi lama ha ko re tani ko sona tani mundela tani chu gandi zi go re samne tani ta lama te ha ko re tani indi tani di kwarang ka pena napa ndawo yena napa te charji yambo yongking ka tani mamba chila tenna tani mamba kwarang ka o napa ndeta kwarang na te yore tani tela man te jengo re sambandra o te kwarang ha go re te man te jenna te zana tani napa la pe pantong ro re tenra boris.
And so the benefit that our Lama can bring to us is his or her capacity to understand our situation, to understand our condition, just as a doctor would understand or come to an understanding of the situation of their patient, and on this basis be able to prescribe them the proper medicine.
Perna jipsun malare pandra boyena tani jabgir marba lota korang lama tani korang la dikpo mambo pe mambo tani tang yore ziti dikpo mambo tang ba de so ngacho 담비 추 토네 따나다 티니 셈진 라틴디 두부 땅 가라 촉다 베나가서 로아 미 무추랑 르크 토네 샤나 티니 두부티 땅야 메반다오 티니 시오레스.
If we look at the case of Milarepa and his teacher Marpa, then we all know the story of the various sufferings that Marpa inflicted on Milarepa. In the general course of things, in terms of everyday life, or the ordinary course of human interaction or good conduct, inflicting these kinds of sufferings on other beings is not something that we would ordinarily see.
Tani karte marba locha gatini tenji gatini dugbu tangya te mena tani jima jipsa mela ripa tsesila sang jendro ya rawati yomare.
However, if Mapa had not inflicted these very onerous conditions on Milarepa, then it wouldn't have been possible for him to later attain Buddhahood.
Kartiti kapsatini jabjer marba locha gatini Milarepa la yang ngaso sherdang raboshine ta chorangal hojong ya poche gore tani chorangal nyamle ya poche gore ndawo tenjin raboshi yona tani jipsa Milarepa la jini gati kwarangati jimjim ngonjir to sotawani yomare.
If Mapa had treated him in a very ordinary way, just telling him to study hard the teachings and be diligent about their practice, and had not applied to him this special consideration and special treatment, then it wouldn't have been possible for him to attain the realization that he subsequently did in his practice.
Tani ngarang tso tani semnang la yopi tani nat zegona nyumung pati tsuma mepa chegona tani tapshi kandraz la tani mepa chego tani nga tso lama ga tani hako yores tani lami te hako na tani nga tso la tani tapshi tega gone nga tso la tani pandoya te chegre di gyamtsan la tani nga tso sanga kanang la tani sangi ga songwa te le kyang lama ga songwa te kar chegre zewe gyamtsan tindis res.
So it's because of the fact that it's our Lama who gains familiarity about our situation and prescribes us a means for ridding ourselves of our own disturbing emotions and attitudes, that in the Vajrayana tradition we describe our Lama's teachings as more important than that of the Buddha.
Tani tindi indi tani nga tsun di nang la tani lama yujin norin di nang la tani somba te tani lami mangnak ze ya te re ze te nga tsu sangye ge chum mambo zu yopi nang ne tani natun zhiga tola sar dene ta zhipu tu kyorang tsu nyamlin che ta ten zhiga re sonne tindi che yo re.
So this victory doha is a pith instruction from Kambojimi Phuntsok, and within this pith instruction he condenses 4 points, and his intention is to say that students should commit themselves or dedicate themselves to practicing these 4 points, and this will enable them to achieve good results in their practice.
Tani jite kang re zena tangbo te zokba chimbo gom sonne te sonore.
And the first of these points is the importance of meditating on the Dzogchen teachings.
Tani nipa te kang re zena shangchip chi sim yabo kit sonne te sonore.
And the second point was the importance of meditating and generating bodhicitta.
Tani simba te kang re zena nga tso soso go tsitim yabo chung song pena nga tso rapshung inna rapshung kimba inna tani kimba go tsitim yana shangchip senhwa go domba yana sangha go domba la mambu yore tani gang inna te yabo chung song ne song yore te simba te res.
And the third point is the importance of keeping ethical discipline. So whether that be vows of ordination or household vows or bodhisattva vows or tantric vows, the third point emphasizes the importance of keeping ethical discipline for one's practice.
Tani jipati nga tsu muti mu yakbo zu che go re ze ma to ba nga tsu mu dugbo zu yin na tani chu yang drib go ma re ze chu drib go na yang tani mu yakbo manje te nga tsu mu chu yakbo zu yo go re mu chu yakbo zu yo na tani ti to la la chu drib go re ma to ba nga tsu mu chu te me na la chu drib go ma re mu chu te la chu go te manje da po re mu yakbo zu che go re ti jite yo na tani nga tsu mambo zu me na ti jite go tani jing zo re so yo re.
And then the fourth point is the importance of being a good person, exercising, doing good things, having virtuous conduct, in quite a mundane sense. This, in Khenpo Jigme Phuntsok's opinion, is the basis, the foundation for future Dharma study. Without essentially being a good person in speech and conduct, then it's not possible really to progress in one's Dharma teachings. So that's the first point, the importance of meditating on the Dzogchen teachings.
Lam yangzab osar nyangboyi tsaktupi chitsa sharoshit anat gumna dawa triki chun dokona nyanga khwawe tamson da nga zo zogba chimboti gum thamna da te tharwa thopa de she marguware da zogba chimbo tsikti so nga zo nawa ga nangla thobna yang thuna yang de thudur je gare teni rambu yin rambu marguwa shini de tharwa thob gres.
So the second verse, beginning to hear the teachings of the most profound path of luminous essence, this verse refers to the fact that not needing to mention the capacity of the Dzogchen teachings to enable us to attain liberation, this goes without saying, but even hearing the sound of the teachings, the words of the teachings, enables us to plant the seeds of liberation through hearing, such that people who are fortunate enough to hear these teachings will attain liberation in a relatively short period of time after hearing them.
Dzogba chimbo tondi gomna, dani yakboz dani gomtabna, dani tam mi halepa ga dani wangbo numbozea dani yore, wangbo numbozea te halepa kumbore, ngaso shetang nala pe kumbore, karti dani ga wangbo numbo mangji yakbo yonken segre, da korang kar mangji tumbo yonken dani zina dawa chuk nala yang dani taratop kore sone dani song yore, dzogba chimbo jibzin nyangtik zeyati nala dani song yore.
And it's said by Jetsun Nyintuk that a practitioner of a very high level or a practitioner who is of a particularly high level of disposition towards the practice, it is possible for such a practitioner to achieve liberation within 6 months of Dzogchen practice.
Tani Dzogpa Chimbo te gomna, tani manger pe yakbo yonken an tangbo te so, tani tsindi tola te sang jigre.
And in the Dzogchen teachings, it's said that the practitioners with the most solid foundations, practitioners with the highest foundations, it's possible for them in this lifetime to attain Buddhahood.
Tani mjangbu rabo te so ina, mjangjang rabo te so ina, tani pardo la tani sang jigre se ta nga tsu Dzogpa Chimbo na la tani pardo nyamli mambo yore, te so la lojong shina te pardo ni sang jigre.
And for practitioners of a perhaps more middling level, it's possible for them to achieve Buddhahood in the Bardo state.
Tani tama te yena, tani tama rawo yena, tani jiwa shimala, tani nga tsu pena tari tsendi tola nga tsu Dzogpa Chimbo wang to, chut to, tani nyamling yang kala kansam chi, tani shena, tani tse jima la, tani lobjonga lombi kapsi yana lo ni shitsanga lombi kapsi tani Dzogpa Chimbo chutang chatni tani nyamlin chene ditoni sanjegre kewa ni matok par go maris.
And even for practitioners of the lowest standard, it's possible for them to achieve Buddhahood in no more than 2 lifetimes. So by receiving Dzogchen empowerments in this lifetime, instructions on their practice, and engaging in Dzogchen meditation to some extent, then even if one doesn't achieve Buddhahood in the Bardo state, then certainly in one's next lifetime, perhaps at age 15 or 25, upon encountering the Dzogchen teachings, then such a practitioner will attain Buddhahood.
Tondadam chapi karzanzo, un karmansa, tsosa, larjite, war kunduzan dan karanyam, the gauri kishing yantonam. Tani ngaranzo te Dzogpa Chimbo la tari, Dzogpa Chimbo wang to, tani Dzogpa Chimbo chitom ni tani chayo pati, ngaranzo kewa mambo la tani tsoksak, mambo shipi tani mjewa tini nga so tari zokbachin potang chabare tini sama sim gabushi go res.
And then moving on to the next verse, beginning, the fortunate ones who encounter these teachings, refers to the fact that those who are so fortunate in this lifetime to receive empowerment, Dzogchen empowerments and instructions on the Dzogchen teachings are extremely blessed, and their blessedness is the karmic ripening of a great deal of merit accumulated in previous lifetimes.
Tani ta zokba chimbo gomba na tani nipati tani shanship ko sim gom go re.
So the first point, the importance of meditation on the Dzogchen teachings, and then the second point, the importance of meditating on bodhicitta.
Anin jigrong korwi semchen nam tamdi sala woyongshir jan panji samshut kurtuvji rangchinzin hali tujin tors. Tani korwa ga nala yongken ga semchen teso tamchu pola tani nyarji Gores, Naranto Namgin, Naranto, Samne Rans, Jean Chibote, Haliba, Tenis, Chiboshin, et Richere, Tati particular the Parate Torgo, Retini, Jean La Pambi, Teni Samlo in Jean La Pamba, Lega, and Nateson, also Tandling go great.
So this verse is talking about the importance of letting go of our selfish attitude and taking on an attitude of concern for other beings and cultivating altruistic thought and action in respect of other beings.
Tani Shanchiki Simti Tini Yabos Tini Mena Tini Yang Aranso Tini Leka Gang Lena Yang Tini Yang Tarava Toyata, Sanjit, Kabarta Sanjit Toya, Tendi Yong Tabgo Mare, Tina Shanjuji Simdi, Naranzo Zobachimbo Gomna, Shanjuka Simdi, Koranti Mangela, Yindamanda Gore.
If we don't have a foundation in bodhicitta, then it won't be possible for us to attain Buddhahood. So from the point of view of the Dzogchen teachings, bodhicitta is extremely foundational.
Amangan ru gomper the yingo gom tori de horan the yinjin tartarwi kamser the yipshin loma mang nyam jindalam zut sitanga zu shanship ji sim de tini gomna teni soso rang inna teni di panchudni tini nyarwa yetak ngansung nala doya yo mares shanship ku sim de gom tsar shanship ku sim yakpozu yonna di panchu tsawani tini ngansung lan ro mares immote.
So moving on to the next verse, the door to hell will thus be blocked. This is talking about how practitioners who are able to generate stability and are able to generate strong bodhicitta in their practice will never again need to descend to the lower realms.
Me mamboz ke tejanga chu chulatini damga mamboshi yang kapkap samna nga chu ndigumna gavsare sam yang kapkap tati gasamare nga chu ndigumna gasare samni me mamboz ke damga shini tini mamboshi yoreze reti shanship ke simti nga chu damga ka kishi yo mari yindam manda te gumgo re tini lu mambo mashi ndigum tergum tini lu mambo mashi lu sim chigdur ke thone tini shanship ke simti nandan yabbo nyamlin che gores.
Oftentimes, practitioners of the Dharma, they are fickle-minded. They think that practicing this kind of meditation is beneficial. Other times, they think that this kind of meditation seems like a good thing to do. In any case, in respect of bodhicitta, this is something that we shouldn't waver in our minds about. It's something we necessarily need to dedicate ourselves to. And so this verse is advising us very strongly to dedicate ourselves to the cultivation of bodhicitta.
Yet kor Phuntsok tadagla yet monbi sambal hopunga tol harjin ruim chordong chok chundatum. Genjim chok to zong setani nga so tarwa nane yar korwa nane ta ngarang tarwa tobgo samba ga tini simtak zamjit tini damja tini semgo nala tini yongya dela ngimjung zegrezi ngimjung tini ngimjung te yakbo yona tini ngimjung ti tokni tini ngarang so pena kyambayina te chimna nepa tindi na tindi por korang gemhin ga domba ra je tindi chanju sen wa domba je tindi domba te jini tindi domba te yak boz tindi song go rezita domba de ngarang so mi soso go tindi nesar manja wa re kashi ga domba mambo sona ya song tab gore kashi ga nyonyo ma to song tab ko marete gangdi song soso rang ka tak na chokore.
After we've generated an extremely strong resolve in our own minds to be free from samsara, to transcend samsara, then we say that we have generated a strong renunciation. And after we've done this, then we have the option of taking a variety of vows. They may be the householder vows, they may be other vows. This really depends on individual situations. Some people are able to take many sets of vows and keep many sets of vows. Other peoples are only able to take on relatively few. In any case, this is emphasizing the importance of keeping ethical discipline and guarding the vows that we do undertake to keep.
Tani danyam na ngandrum thamin kyam rango mankor langtorum jut tikan sonre te indi tani kate tsatum yakbo mapchong na tani te ngansong la tani jogore indama da chongore te indi tani rangango mankor ashini ta ngasu chudubgo na kanji dubgo denji dubgo samne mi mamboz ko chu yakbo dub sam go yore ta ina ngong korne kanji dubgo hako yo mare tani ngong korki yo mare tangbo tsatum go gore tani tsatum go jog thone tani rembe yarn jona tani yakbo yong gore na tani thomar tela nyamlin che go res
Hanja sona chokambula.
tsatum zeyate te tsatum de machong na te ngansong lan go res tani ta tsatum de nga chum mambo ngong korne chu yakbo drop sam na ya tani kang drop go hamako ne ngong korne de yore ta ina ngong kor go mare tangbo tsatum tong go re tani rembe go res.
So it's important that the ethical discipline that we have undertaken to keep, we are committed to doing so. If our vows become weakened, then we potentially descend to the lower realms. Many people are very confused about how they should go about their Dharma practice. Should they practice this meditation? Should they practice this method? The most important thing to begin with, everyone should be aware of, is the foundation of ethical discipline.
Tani shertang chu tepe mambore chu zeyate do nga tani nga layang mambo yare yachimbore tinji je ta yinnayang tani nga chu nyamlin shi pikaps tani ndosumbo ti nyamlin shi na ta tin nga ndeyore tin jogore chite jokba chimbo nyamlin shi gore 니데 샹칩 그 샘케 고레 심데 소소랑가다 돈바 망보 송통나 뇽뇽 송통나 강지 있나더니 돈바 가시 되니 송고레 대송나 대심데 요 송나 더니 단정조 그래.
So within the sutric teachings and the tantric teachings as well, there are infinite, almost seeming practices that we could choose from. So really, what Khenpo Jigme Phuntsok is teaching in this Victory Doha is that three main points are enough. Practice of the Dzogchen teachings, practice of the cultivation of bodhicitta, and also the keeping of some extent of ethical discipline. If we can practice and keep these three things in a dedicated way, then this is sufficient for us as a practice path.
Teni ngarang so nyima reje ge teni nyamlin ti nang la teni ndso sumbo te changwa zi yong na pe yakshu reze teni te so sumbo te chang nduk ta munduk ta go re.
So if we are able to really dedicate ourselves to these three things, or these three paths, then this would be very good. Whether or not we are able to do so is something that we need to individually evaluate ourselves.
Pena nga zo tsatum chungwa ze ya te nga zo ta gimhing domba jina ja teni domba gang jina domba ji chawi jini 내가 저때 송된다 되니 남긴이 요거래 마도 니마레레신도 디잠바치 고 말에 거랑 냠마소나 딱 버려 요레스.
In terms of vows that we take on, they're not necessarily something that we need to work on, as it were, every day. For example, if we've taken the householder vows and we haven't weakened them or they haven't deteriorated them, then there's no need for us to renew them on a daily basis.
Teni ti tolap nga chon deni samlo tanggo gres pena nga cho ngamo teni thangchigla gomgyap teni gongmo teni thangchigla teni gomgyap teni shena teni pena ngamo nga cho teni lami namjur don teni jokba chimbo gom teni gogres.
So if we are going to have a session of practice in the morning and one session of practice in the evening, then in the morning, for example, we could start off by reciting Guru Yoga and then doing practice on Dzogchen.
Tani gongmo, tani nga cho semjin tamjala nyangji gom, sambab shangchim shokto semkit, tani shangchim ko sem gom gogres gongmo.
And then we could reserve our evening practice session for the cultivation of bodhicitta.
Ta tendi she jona nga chu nimas chi ke nyamlin ti nang la tenin din nang la songba te sambo te changro res.
And if we were to practice like this, then our daily practice would incorporate all of the points that are covered in this text.
Tenin di sambo te sir dana samreze teni parte che gebon ra chi shana teni yang shangship ko semda ngonro da to so yang rembe tenin rogo re to sun ro thona pe yak boyo re changma cha changba zon ro thona nga cho pe na ngonro thamo shi ngonro da teni thamman nang ko ngonro to so changma cha changwa den yak bo zon ro thona te pe yak boyo re.
Of course, this text is condensing, is abbreviating the 3 points. It would be best, of course, if we were able to practice in a sequential and systematic way, beginning with the external preliminaries and then moving on to the internal preliminaries and completing these systematic practices.
Tani nga chu changma so so rang nyamling kan nang la kan ri kan do chu samlo z tang ko re kare ta nga chacham en do us tani nge shangship ko sem gom go nyimare re shin tang rang gom gun do es tani nga rang jogba chim bo gom gun do ta mend go tani chi ta go re tani ka te nyimas chi kan la te som bo te chang yo na tani pe yak bo re tani tan dik song re.
So this is something that is for individual practitioners to assess for themselves. We need to ask ourselves, am I keeping ethical discipline? Am I working on the Dzogchen teachings? And am I working on generating bodhicitta? And if in one's individual practice one is managing to do all these 3 things, then that's great. You're managing to dedicate yourselves to what is a complete path of Dharmic practice.
Di sum ga nang la ta nga chu chachum chongze domba chongze ti ni song yore domba ji ti par mambo shen da pe mambo yore se yina sawi sawa nguni te chi chong da odi ga re na te ni semjen la no pa ma shi wa te di nang lan da go yore se semjen la no pa ma shi pa te ni chachum go te ni sawa ngoma te te res.
So tonight we've talked about the keeping of ethical discipline in respect of keeping vows. In terms of vows, there's a lot that can be said, a lot of very complex content. But if we're going to really talk about what the basic or most fundamental, essential meaning of keeping ethical discipline is, well, it is not engaging in action that causes harm to other sentient beings.
Tani nga chu chu mambo nyamlin shi thana na yakbo yore je te ina ta nga chu sherdanga chongcher ga nala denken chi na tani leka mambo le go re chowa ga thola nonshig mambo yore letong ga thola nonshig mambo yore te ina ta nga chu nyamar takbar ni nga mambo dang ra ta tani chi shak mambo charya ra ta tani mambo le go na te khabu yore tani ka te tani mayong na tani nga chu simbo te 냠린 시장한테 디나라 창만 되어야리스.
Of course, it's really wonderful if we are able to engage in other kinds of Dharma practice. However, many of us have extremely busy lives. We have a lot of pressure, work pressure from our everyday lives, and so for this reason, it's a convenient and condensed teaching that is very beneficial, nevertheless, if we commit ourselves to these 3 points of practice.
당아서 추점나양 되니 추가 낫 야보데 하고 그래 낫 저오데 야보 지시고 그래 마토 받더니 가서 추 담비 추이나 추가 낫 저보데 야보 마시나 되니 가서 mambo 레데나야 사위 냠보 저보 야보 레메나 양 판바침보 메바든지 전로 그래.
In terms of Dharma practice, it's very important that we grasp what the main point or the key point of the teaching is. And if we're able to do this and to focus on this in our practice, then we will achieve good results. If we don't do this, if we aren't able to do this, then we won't.
Tani tambichu natti yakbozu tani yakbozu tamzin tani yakbozu shishona tani ngazo ju mambozu mashina tinala tani chokore tani natti kangrezina tari kona shapati sumderes.
So even if we don't have a vast knowledge of or comprehensive knowledge of the Dharma teachings, by knowing what the key points are, then this in itself is enough. And so what is being pointed out in tonight's teaching is 3 main points of practice.
Tani tati ola tani mayakbochi ya tani Shakare, Tamayakboji, the countries like the Shakare, the Ola.
And below, moving onwards, the next thing that is talked about is the importance of being a good person.
Tani Tikan the Samshu Chotang Tensone, Tening also Tidang Nambakan, the Namdanam Nayang, Tening also Samba, Samlo Tanserta, Tani Lega Lesser. Teso tamchi ponga so mi mambozio na ti mi jamba to so tan ten go gores so sama tan thumbuli thumbuchi go gores ta pena so ger ka tini samlo tan sarta tinti mandawa yona ya chokore ta yinna ya mi jamba te so tan thumbuli go re ma to ba de nga so leka kawa le na chama mamthan ba chigdang mamthan ba tinji le na tin de mare ma chama ta tini ten yapo pare yapo ten ni tini chama tan thumbu tinji ju she go gore te tondak tambores.
And in respect of this, the first piece of advice is to work towards being in harmony with other people. So it's okay if we've got our own ideas about how things should be done, but in general, we should try to operate in a way that brings us into harmony and accord with those around us.
Teni so kaja shepa leka lea tsama mi jamba ga simlan rota mandrota mi jamba ga tintin dota mando te tsawale martu par teni khorang rang kangre shina teni shejana teni ndog mares.
So some people aren't disposed to doing this. Their speech and their action always seems to create conflict between themselves and other people. And in terms of being a good person, laying the grounds for our Dharma practice, this kind of conduct is not appropriate.
Teni tenji mo me jambala teni yapo mutun kengati mutisola azu pok teni tan hoi nala teni mo zokorajun da teni zeri teni zokorajun teni parin chokson chok teni shibore teni ore zegres.
In a Tibetan proverb, we talk about people who are always getting into conflict with others as
Zokoraju.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we talk about them as like having bull's horns.
Yeah. Teni Korang susu rangla teni the jenda mandrawa samlo yo na ti chokore se mi ger ke teni samlo tansarta tawa mandrawa ta tindi yona yang chokores yinna yang tindi pena nga so mo nishi sumche ngapchin nyu gyanda tindi zi yona nga so pena chusok chik nangla mo ngapchin rawo tindi zi yona tindi korang ger la sang lo tansar yo ma chokze tindi kaja mara yo chokores riti yinna yang korang ga leka kangle na kaja kangri chana shana tindi tsama mi jamba tsama la tinni mi jamba ga ndopa yona tindi tindi lea ma to ba tindi jamba ga ndopa mena tindi korang ga samlo tindi yona yang tindi lev jana tindi mushchik dang ma tindi korang ga ndopa tata lena tindi mi tsama gardari yung gore tindi kumari tsama tumbo che gores.
So this doesn't mean, as I mentioned before, that people aren't entitled to have their own ideas or their own views, but if we are to operate in a collective situation, such as here in a Dharma center where you might have 50 people or 70 people or 100 people, in general, when we go about undertaking work, then we should do so in a way that brings others into harmony and not act in a way that sows conflict. And so this is the first criteria of being a good person, a virtuous person. And the second criteria is being an honest person.
Tani jambuzi na tani chi oyorjin ramra mambo mingo korean rata tani tindi mayemba pena ngaso leka lego na pena leka kamu tindi legio na pena yongbu chongchong tani leka kabu tindi legio na tani te ngarang rangam mole mi jambazi la par le ti tabshishi tani leka le labo yonggu chimbu tindi na te ngarang rang tani raya ga tabshishi andawo te tindi tela oyorgize tindi meba 장모 shine pena leka kamo tani 용법 충충 인간데 앵아랑 걸 레고야 있나데 앵아랑 걸레 데미 잠바즈 코랑 걸레 고야 틴디스 동거 톨라레요나 데니 코랑 걸레 틴딘자 보마토바 데니 탑신자 문다시네 데니 수수랑 그 게라상 로타네 틴디 마시바 장보 시바텔라 데니 미야보시야가 차키니 파레스.
So in talking about honesty, we mean not being sly, not being cunning, not being tricky, not, for example, trying to push all the difficult work that doesn't generate much income onto other people and try to use all kinds of wily ways so that the easy work and the work that makes a lot of money comes into one's own hands. These are all examples of behavior or ways of acting that undermine an honest character. So being honest and being upright, this is the second criteria of being a good person.
지슨 롱큰 다 되제 그래서 닐크 지슨 롱큰 마떡 바더니 틴 잠자 mambo 마싱게 다 돈다데 돈거 돌아간디 나 딘디쉔큰 딘디즈라제 그래서 지 장보세야 돼.
So we also say in respect of this, the importance of being honest, we say that a person is someone who acts in accordance with the situation at hand, doesn't try to do all kinds of tricky things, and is down to earth and honest.
Tani chakin somebody garezna tani samba garuz nga zum bognana samba garuz garuzyati tani jampan janla pansim yonken deze garezeta mi jambachila pambayona ngarang gaboshinken tani mi jambachila tani dugboyona ngarang gayang tani te sim tela sim krishinken otendi sim namtakshinken tani zila zegareze te temato babena ngarang la gabozyona tani ngarang gaboshi mi jambala gaboyona tani ngarang simla tani margawando tani mayemba mi changmala tani pansim yakboyonken deze gare tani te changmagane karchishuti teres.
And then the third thing is, the third point is having pure intentions, or what is described in Tibetan as having being white-hearted, or having a pure-hearted. And in respect of this, we mean someone who is altruistically oriented towards benefiting others, someone who is happy when they're able to benefit others, and someone who approaches others with pure intentions, and this is extremely important.
Shirtang aso me yakbozu che gona te shirtang mambu she ya yori zi mambu yori tata ndi nangla tsuo ti te sim de yona tini me yakbozu ni mang ndona te chokonduz.
So in everyday speech, when we talk about being a good person, there are all kinds of ways that we might imagine a person could go about being good. However, for the purposes of this text, we single out 3 criteria. And you might say that if a person succeeds in being able to do all these things, then they can be regarded as a good person.
Tani purandun yachirib drumdo kyang tsir jantan shibab man ngenzi. Shirtang arang so rang ton tindis drub gona yang. Tani leka leate ngaso pe na mi jang tini phambati drubna tini ngarang so rang ti tini drub yongorez. Na shirtang ngarang ga rang tini ngarang rang la phambazu shi samna ze ngarang la khepan yongken da ngarang la yakpo yongken ga leka tini zingi drub samna tangbu nge jala phanto gores nge jala phamba yongken ga leka da lena tini ngarang la tinang ni phamba ngoni te tinang la yongorez.
And then the second part of this verse addresses when we are wanting to achieve our own aims, when our purpose in engaging in a certain action is for our own benefit or our own profit. And the advice here is that we should first act to benefit others, and through doing so, the benefit that we derive will ultimately be our own.
Tini nga tsu mi mambozi ka rang la yakbo yongya ga che te tini mo jamba la no pa she ya tang pena nga tsu rang la tini pamjur yo yongya ga che te tini mo jamba la ngor kor tang ya da zin tang ya da tini chi kema she jin da tini ga leka mambo le re pena tin ja bo she ni rang yakbo yongya ga che te rang la no pa she ga re mi mambo o tini chi na tani me jan la yang no pa yong kore rang la yang no pa yong kore rang je ni ka la no pa yong kore rang dun yang jab ko ma re.
Many people who are wanting to achieve their own aims do so by engaging in activity that harms other people, whether it's by telling lies or by cheating them or stealing things. In doing so, such people don't actually work to their own benefit. They work in a way that harms both other people and themselves at the same time.
Tsirndala machu sang ma zer ze tini nga zo lo tong chak chik da tini samgya ga tini kong la nga zo churgir song zeng gambo ga tini machu sang ma pchitik zaya ga tini chim pchitik tini song yore ti song ma tsir dana tini di nang lan da gres.
So during the imperial era of the Tibetan Empire, 16 rules for human conduct or ethical human behavior were compiled. And the second last verse of the Doha, this is what is known as Pure Rules for Human Conduct, refers to the fact that what has just been mentioned regarding how to conduct oneself as a good person is the essence or the condensed essence of these 16 rules for pure human conduct.
Dem gon tirsam jarwi tamki lam chu de ngu ji nyang ke yen ze teni tis depa tang tarta ta maung bi teni sang ye cho teni simjing ge ton dbya la teni tapshi mantra wa ji ore ze tapshi yakbo ji ore teni ji de kan re ze na teni chite teni jimba tong ya re ze pe na simjin chila phamba je go na teni tangpo khorang la chi jimba kala kansam teni par tang go re te ton tak tangpo re ze teni nipa de kan re ze na teni khorang la kaja nyembo yakbo che go she go re khorang ka simlan rong khang ka kaja teni she go re te ni re tangpo de.
And then the line, the skillful path of the victorious ones of the 3 times and the essence of the 4 attractive qualities of a bodhisattva refers to that the Buddhas of the past, present and future act in 4 skillful ways. The first being through generosity, dana, the second being through pleasant or attractive speech.
Penanga Loma, Girginchik, Loma Jila, Soshong Yakbo, the Nikoranga She Samna, the Nikoranga Lochet, she a Chibuti Mayimbar, the Loma de la Gazo Chunsoagatola, the Yapurtes shit, the Ni Namgin, Korala Kajaya Bunyambo, the Shet, the Dishi, the Nititola, somebody, the Nikorang. Loma similar to Yabot in Jeon Caps, the Nicorala, Lopchuma, Tichigore, the Nit Danger Bush in Azo, Simjin Namla, the Jimbatang, Kajanyam Moshet, the Nicorala, the Chula Nyamlin Yabochia, the Sambares.
So we can liken this to a relationship between a teacher and a student. If the teacher has a mind to be very effective in their nurturing of their student, then they might start off by paying attention to their livelihood situation, perhaps giving them support if they need it, speaking to them in a pleasant and friendly way, and preparing their relationship in a positive and an effective way before actually engaging in the core part of the teaching, or in the religious or spiritual context in the instruction on practice.
Penanga to Mula Lashatani, Pena, Kuranga Simjin, Nopa, Simjin, so much Jizzy, Simjin La Nopa Mashizi, the Diga going out to Parlashatana, the Ningaran so Rangian Simjin, Chochin, and Gamarima, Penanga to Jalla, Kuranga Simjin, Chok Marches, the Diga Lashatang, the Ningaranga Simjin Mambo, Chochet, and Dishi Dena, the Nim Mustikan on Tanglin Jimare, the Nitiv Jibares.
So if the first point was generosity, or and the second was pleasant or attractive words, and the third was then a teaching, and the fourth point here stresses the importance of the person who is giving the advice or instructions to put them into practice themselves. So it's not acceptable if we only advise or instruct others to do things but don't actually undertake this conduct ourselves.
Penanga Chun Jicting Tola Chung Jabna, Tani Chung Dukshuti Ganresina, Chung Halipa, Dukshunguma de Ganresina, Narang K, Tani Chung Korangatini, Chung Japsaga Mut, Namjin Korangla, Tani Chung Japsaga Mambu Yoreva, Penangarangla, Chungkanchiona, Tani Namjin, Naranga Chungkanala Yoni, Nar, Sani Chaka Mambu, New Dengang, Mituso, Pam, or Narang K, Koranso Pam, Dindi Resona.
So if we were to take the example of doing business, then the absolute lowliest kind of or way of doing business would be if we solely thought about our own profit and approached our customers with the view of them incurring loss. So all the people that came into our shop buying our various things, if we were solely concentrated on us making money and making profit off them, and them being, you might say, ripped off or as a result, then this would be the lowliest attitude with which we could engage in doing business.
Tani nga tsu me mambo zi ka te tsung yakshu re sam gu yore zi, ne tsung yabya ti ke ga tondar la tsung yab gu yore tani, ko pam ni nga rang ke song na te nga rang ka moyo nir song re, te tsung yakbo re sam gu yore, re te tsung yakbo ma re zi, kwa rang kor ma chig, kor ni tani ke na, tani jima tsung yam kanta zo chig kwa rang ka sani chaka nyo ma re, tani kwa rang ka tsung de tsung ma me pa chaka re, te tsung dikshu zi re zi.
Many people, however, think that this kind of, or this way of doing business is in fact an excellent, a very successful way of doing business if one makes profit all the time and others incur loss. Whilst it may bring profit the first time around and the second time around, however, in the long term, customers who see business proprietors acting in such a way are not likely to patronize their business in a long-term way.
Tani tsung rangbo rawote gari tsiga orizina pena ngarang pam, tani ngarang tsung yamga ngarang pam, ngarang la ke chik yamme, tani ngarang ka sani jakan yo dengen ka mate tsola tani ke yoba, tani resona, tani te tsung rangbo tsiga rezi, te gari rezina, te ngarang tari ngarang la tani ke ka tani myo mare da, yena 네 삼니 나랑 그 총각하나니 쫙한 용건도 거랑서 계속나 then 거서 남긴 되는라 용거를 남긴 요나데 나깔레깔레 되니 나랑 영 나랑 그더니 계삭 나더니 용거를 대충 정보도 있어 그래서
Probably a middling attitude with which we could do business would be if we were willing to accept loss in the short term, allowing our customers to gain from a transaction with a view to seeing them slowly continue to patronize our business such that eventually we would make a profit, then this, you might say, would be a middling attitude to doing business.
말에 대충 약보디 있어 그래서 총 약보디 있으면 점선실에서 나빼나 나랑라 코스 찍라 나랑라 되니 망보즈 케 망보요 말해서 옛날 되니 나랑 그 총바 나랑 그 산이 약간 용 그때서 케소나 되니 거기서 남긴 망보 용 그랬지 용나 나랑라 케 망보 메나 되니 나랑 그 케데 야야 망보 속네 되니 나랑 지마 총바 첨보 창조 그래 되그 약슈디 대충 약슈디 있어 그래서 나 밤네 되니 총존 때서 총강가 나라 용건데서 때서 켄로와디 대충 약슈서 그래서
The clarification is that this is not a middling way of doing business. This is actually the best way of doing business. To have the attitude that one can take on loss oneself and that the benefit goes to one's customers and that slowly things will improve.
더니 나요 때즈케 과랑 때즈케 아니 잠님라오래 대충 장장라고 써 그래 약슈양 말이 득슈양 말이
The idea that at this moment I should have some profit and they should have some profit is the middling attitude towards doing business.
더니 된다보 샤와 창마 때레스 저오데 nga 저거 미잔라더니 판바약 보용약 레카데 레나 더니 타미 야카데 랑라 토용 거래 타마 랑글 샤와티서 정말 본점 좋은도
And it's the same in respect to any kind of activity that we undertake. Ultimately, if we do what we do with the benefit of others in mind, then eventually we will find ourselves being benefited too.
드니 가서 먹경 통통 났다나 드니 람상 나랑 계속나 다디 나랑 대충 약순다고 써 그래 샤와 강이나 때리 람상 계속나 나랑 약본다고 써 그래다 드니 말에서 양랑보 났다나 드니 양랑보다 드니 푸랑보 용큰 그 레칼이나 드니 잔라 판바들이나 소소랑 문이 장내 그 야카티 티나리 용거요레
So if we're just to have a very short-term idea of what personal gain is, then we would think that to get profit in the short term is what's best for us. However, we should have a long-term notion of benefit, and according to this kind of attitude, we would see that by doing things that benefit others, ultimately we will also be benefited too.
그 삼로 땅에 남긴 드니 미 잠발라 판바약 드신 그 멋텔라
So, based on this, we can say that a person who habitually considers the benefit of others and works for the benefit of others is a good person, a virtuous person.
Teni perda zokbachimbo gomgo re sonore terina ta zokbachimbo kare gomgo re zena teni ta nga so montani lojong shine teni gomgita teni shangchib ku sem gomgo re son ta shangchib ku sem kare gomgo zena teni yang ker lojong shine gomya ta so tola teni mambuzu yorendi to kapsarana deni ndordi pashine sonores.
So tonight we've looked at some abbreviated points for our practice, for Dharmic practice. We started with the importance of meditation on Dzogchen and then went on to bodhicitta practice, because we haven't had enough time to go into detail, though, of course, about what each of these practices concretely involve. These are things to which we need to commit much further study.
Then the mabjid Phuntsok nam soni then and the Jinyangamari soni lan nila soni or is mabjid Jinyangamari Kang Jinyangamarizena Matso Jangaton Drubiate Jinyangamari Jangiton Drubna te Randun Drupitsawa Yembati Jinyangamari soni Tamati sonores.
So the final verse begins with the line, "Be sure not to forget this." In actual fact, in the Tibetan, it says, "Don't forget this, don't forget this." So it's repeated 2 times. And what students are being urged not to forget is the point about doing action that is beneficial for others, and particularly the point that even if one is oriented towards one's own benefit, the best way for doing this is still to engage in behavior that's beneficial for others.
Teniti jila teninga tso moyak boshia korla tets songyoate teninga tso bok teni kanshut ta teni ti charge kanshu ka charge korla teni songbare teni te par gigi shinishanna teni te la teni lukki tamju zini teni tamju mambo yore divjana tan de sores.
So the advice that we have about being a good ethical person at the end of this teaching is something that there are many kinds of texts on in the Tibetan tradition, and this is what we find at the end of this text.
Tenita ngaso kongla ti tamju kharanga nangtun ti joshati so teres tini changma nyamlin yakpo chege yoreta ti nyamlin kartin dinang tartushini ngaso kongla shapa simbo ti nyamlin yakpo shi ti tola ngaso namjin chowa ga nangla tani lega ga nangla mojan la pamba yakpo dune dena tani ngaso chudan jikti nika ti tinangla tini ndrogres nika ti ndrogres.
So if everyone is able to attend to these 3 points of practice, and as well in their everyday worldly lives engage in behavior that benefits others, then we will be able to bring together both our worldly lives and our Dharma practice in a complementary way. And the final verse of this Doha is a dedication of merit. And so the merit of the words of this text, may they be dedicated to delivering all beings from samsara and enabling them to be reborn in the Western pure realm.
Teni lama yujino teni nyungni teni ta yerambo teni nyungni teni nyungji yara chakbi kapsa teni somba teni res.
And then at the end of the Tibetan version, there is a line that records how this text, this song, was composed by Jigme Phuntsok after a period of long illness, and he composed this song after he had been cured.
So
that brings to a close this evening's teaching. And I'd like to say thank you very much to everyone.
Oh. lasso teni tsamaga nyamlin yabo jerochi.
Thank you, everybody. May you all practice well.
Teni jima tarung karte korkobyo na teni ngatso yangkir yang tsamala ngatso chutushayanda teni yang jima kale yungare.
And I hope that in the future we have the opportunity to come together again for another teaching.
Teni ngatso so yerimbochi lo matso da penyamlin yabo 제거래 때 monthly 때 딘디시나 딘디그지 때는 맞아 보바소야 때니 지금 로종야 보치야다 나추라 로종야 보치야 때니 갈라간섬 소소랑랑다 가로와당 참비고니 때니 여len시야 때추토라 맞아 보바소야 때니 harchun 셰고래 지그나 셰고래 제테다 맞아 보바소이나 때니 사찬 딘디즈라 사르그 때니 레용이 값스 양치 로종단도 소라 차킨 죽만득 때니 망보 용거제 때 옛날다 가서 드니나 드니 르바치 소코나라 드니 드니 가서 잡기를 약보더니 난득 때나 차킨베 약보진도 드니 보바초고 양식 잡네 드니 약보 냠린다 뜻소 나로나.
So Rigpa students are good, working well on their practice, and I hope that they continue to work diligently on their practice and achieve good results. At the same time, the Tibetans who are here this evening, it's my hope that you are able to work on studying the Dharma and engaging in some level of practice, even though it's difficult as new people are coming to a new place to find the conditions to study the Dharma and to engage in practice. Here at Rigpa there is such excellent support from the centre, so I hope that everyone is able to make the most of it.
Tani tujiji tsamala rashi deleje.
Thank you and Rashi Dele to everybody.
Yeah.